Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Ukraine-Russia war. Russia accused of conscripting Ukrainian civilians to join its army in Kherson and Zaporizhzhia posted 7 hours ago, updated 2 ago space to play or pause, M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. Ukrainian officials have accused Russia of conscripting civilians in the Russian-controlled territories of Kherson and Zaporizhzhia, in what would be a breach of international law. Look back at Sunday's developments as they happened with our blog. Key events, live updates in pictures. What remains of besieged Mariupol. The entire southern port city is now under Russian control, with the exception of the Azovstal steel plant, which is facing continued assaults. Mariupol has been bombarded relentlessly since Russia began its invasion of Ukraine, and those that remain in the city have barely any food, water, power or heat. What was once a bustling city of over 400,000 people has now been reduced to rubble. Reuters photographer Alexander Ermochenko has captured these images on the ground of the port city. Russian occupation of Ukraine leaves massive human cost across Ukraine. Many liberated towns and villages are now starting to tackle their difficult recovery. In some communities, leaders are warning the damage goes far beyond broken buildings, and medical and psychological support is desperately needed. Europe correspondent Isabella Higgins reports from the village of Mokrets, east of Kyiv. Ukraine's military destroys Russian command post in Kherson. The Ukrainian military says it has destroyed a Russian command post in Kherson, a city in southern Ukraine that fell to Russian forces early in the war. The Ukrainian military intelligence agency posted a statement saying the command post was hit on Friday, and 2 generals were killed and 1 was critically wounded. Oleksiy Arestovych, an advisor to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, said 50 senior Russian officers were in the command center when it came under attack, but didn't he know if any were killed or injured. Russia has not commented on the attack. Ukrainians in Australia pray for peace during Orthodox Easter service. Australian Ukrainians and those recently arrived from the war-torn country have spent this morning praying for peace during Orthodox Easter services. Ilienko arrived with her 8-year-old son last month, leaving behind most of her family including her husband. Speaking outside a Western Sydney church, she says while it is a very difficult time, the local community has made them both most welcome. We have a community here, a Ukrainian community. After we arrived to Sydney, every Saturday we come to Lidcombe to Ukrainian community. My son Andrew goes to Ukrainian school every Sunday, she said. Ukrainian children decorate patriotic eggs for Orthodox Easter children in Kyiv, including evacuees from other parts of the country, have taken a more patriotic tone when decorating traditional Ukrainian Easter eggs this year. Many people are diverting from tradition a little, not drawing the usual images like stars, flowers, said Mariya Poshyvailo, who works at the Ivan Honchar Museum National Center of Folk Culture. Instead, they want to draw something current, like Ukraine's trident symbol, or write slogans like "Glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes." What is close to them? Ahead of Orthodox Easter, she was painting her egg in orange and gold. It is the continuation of life. Happiness, she said. The pisanki eggs, decorated with beeswax and dye, will be carried to Kyiv's Maiden Square at a memorial for the Heavenly 100, a reference to the more than 100 protesters that were gunned down in the Maidan uprising that toppled President Viktor Yanukovich in 2014. This is, firstly, a symbol of life, said Tetyana Poshyvaylo, deputy head of the Ivan Honchar Museum. I am holding a nucleus of this, the birth of life. And it has always strengthened us and is the amulet of the house. The head of Ukraine's Orthodox Church asked clergy and the faithful this week to forego nighttime Easter services in areas of the country affected by fighting, fearing Russian bombardments will continue during the Orthodox Easter period. OSCE trying to secure release of members detained in eastern Ukraine. The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe says it is working to secure the release of several Special Monitoring Mission (SMM) members who have been detained in eastern Ukraine. The OSCE is extremely concerned that a number of SMM National Mission members have been deprived of their liberty in Donetsk and Luhansk, a spokesperson said. The OSCE is using all available channels to facilitate the release of its staff. It began its mission in eastern Ukraine in 2014, but its mandate expired on March 31 this year, after Russia accused it of bias and blocked its extension, something Britain's Deputy Ambassador Deirdre Brown criticized Russia over on Friday. And now we have received